Welcome back to Automotive Madness, and you're not talking to Automotive Madness, but he asked me to do something for him, so we'll make a video out of it. Now, he asked if his 924 could look absolute peak 1977. So I said, I can do that. Now I got some brown and some blue, and we're going to make this real beautiful. But don't forget, this is the late 70s and everything was slow. So what we're going to do, we're going to put a pinstripe on it because it is known that a pinstripe makes it fast. Now you can't have a 70s performance machine without a pinstripe. So let's go see what colors we have. So we have two choices, fluorescent green or brown. That's a real hard choice. Now that looks pretty good. Unfortunately, some residue from what I covered the pinstripe with got stuck in there. So I'm going to give this a few hours to dry, and then I'm going to come back and redo the pinstripe. Just put a light coat on it, and it should be good to go. So this one is drying. I'm going to have to do some touch-up now because it just fell out of my hand. But all this paint needs to cure, so this will be tomorrow's problem. But this one here, which is not perfect, but he wants something different. So I figured, why not? Red, white, blue. Why I can't do red, white, and blue? Because overspray. What I can do is I could do red and white and keep the center tape. So this way, we get it done, and once again, it's going to need to cure for at least a day because the weather is not cooperating. So that's going to dry for the day, and tomorrow, when all this paint has sat and hardened, I'm going to do this centerpiece in white. It's a new day, and it is 65 degrees out. And the wind is going to hopefully die down in a few minutes, and we're going to shoot this white. I know I said it was the American flag, but it looks more like the French flag because the blue is off. We'll let that sit in the sun. Hopefully the wind didn't wind too much. And yeah. Now back to our other one. So yesterday, this fell over, and that happened. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to mask off the blue, which I thinned a little too much, but I'm going to ignore that. And I'm going to repaint this so you don't see that ugliness. Or at least it's brown. Well, that gives me not a whole lot of hope. I just noticed that the primer dried way longer than the paint, and there is still tape marks in it. So that tells me it's probably going to be in the primer too. Not only is it going on an $800 car, but I'm only using paint that I had laying around that I needed to get rid of. Now these are going to sit in the sun and enjoy the 65 degrees while I work on sanding these down and getting these eBay ready. One thing you need to learn as a perfectionist is when to stop. Yeah. And I'm stopping right here. This is perfect. So we're going to clear this because I think this looks good enough for the budget I'm on. Well, I forgot to hit the record button, but that looks pretty good. Got something for you. See, you're a little occupied.
Yes, very occupied with this paint.
There you go.
That is awesome.
That looks almost too good for the car. Yeah. Old pile of shit. Get up there. We'll ignore that. Yeah, you lost the clip there. Oh well.
We don't need clips.
No, you only need 2 mounts. Oh, these are a pain to put on. They don't like to pop on. Ask me how I know. That looks pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, I actually really like that.
You know, maybe I'll do the German flag on mine. So, Welcome back to my used 944 Emporium. We have these headlight covers to replace the non-existent ones on his. They're not great. Look at that! One coat of Rust-Oleum gloss black, and they're not sun-faded from sitting in the junkyard for 20 years. So the paint isn't fully sticking. As we can see, the base paint and some of the green is starting to poke through, but that's okay. It's what this car deserves. It looks pretty good.
We'll try and get it at least to 45.
This kind of looks like junk, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna hide it with gold, because that's the proper way to do it. We need another color. Oh, this is...
What?
It just died.
Did it?
It's done.
Ah.
It's done. So all we're gonna do is let this dry and paint over it.
Yep.
Well, that can is actively dying,
You can toss it out.
but hopefully that comes out somewhat okay. I am a little disappointed with this one. It hasn't come out the greatest, but then again, the car it's going on, it'll be fine. It's getting an extra warm ride in 220,000 mile BMW convertible fashion. The blend doors get stuck, and they're stuck to down. So we're gonna blast it at 4 at max heat right there, and it's just gonna get cooked for.
That's the headlight cover. We have our second headlight cover here, and to be honest, the X is a bit strange, but apparently it's covering up something very bad. So let's install this and see how well this looks. There we go. Now our headlight cover is on. Let's take a look at it with the hood on. To be honest, it doesn't actually look that bad. It actually matches the aesthetic of the car that I am going for.